Hello and welcome to yet another video tour for City of Heroes. For this, we are in the Ouroborus time zone. This zone enables you to time warp, or as the game calls it, flashback, to story arcs in the game that you might have played before and liked and would like to play again, or perhaps you out-leveled them and you missed them. It's also a good way to retrieve any mission accomplishment badges that you might have missed along the way. Now, to get into Ouroborus, you have to have the Ouroborus portal power, which opens up the time portal, and then you can step into it and cross into Ouroborus. This is the icon for it here. It's still recharging because we just use it to get in. Now, to gain the Ouroborus power is kind of a paradox, because in order to gain the power to access the time travel zone, you must first be exposed to time travel. And much like, the serpent Ouroborus, for which the zone is named after, the serpent that devours its own tail unto infinity, as you can see by the symbol up here on the Citadel wall, it is a paradox. So how do you get access to time travel to gain access to Ouroborus? Well, some missions have time travel elements to them, so if you complete that mission, you could get rewarded with the Entrusted with the Secret badge, which will give you the Ouroborus portal power. If you're level 40 plus, you could enter the Recluse Victory PvP zone, and once in there, pick up one of the map badges that's in it, and then that'll give you the Entrusted with the Secret badge also. Perhaps the easiest way is to just ask if another player happens to have the portal power themselves, and if they can open it for you. They open it, you click onto it and step into it, and you enter the Ouroborus zone. But that won't expose you to time travel per se. There's one thing you'll have to do. Once you enter, you would then have to come right up to here, to this shiny little map badge, which I already have, of course. Chrononaut. Obtaining this would also give you the Entrusted with the Secret badge, and you would then have the Ouroborus time portal power. This contact is the Pilgrim. He's your welcome contact, and he'll start you on an arc that'll... Basically, it's a gigantic Ouroborus tutorial. Mender Roebuck, he acts as a store. I think there's also a Mender Seer around here as well. Seers and Roebuck. Mender Ramiel, he's the guy you want to talk to start the story arc that unlocks your Alpha Incarnate slot and makes you an Incarnate. We won't be doing that, though, in this vid. This is Imperium Michael. Basically, with him, if you're an Incarnate and you have Imperium merits to redeem for assorted prizes, this is where you want to go. This is Astral Christie, and you can redeem Astral merits if you're an Incarnate for assorted prizes, including tokens to unlock the Alpha slot on other characters. Or if you don't want to run the arc anymore that unlocks capes, you can get a token. Same with the auras. You can also pick up special enhancers for your character type, super inspirations, recipes, enhancement converters, and also some character emotes. Here we have the legendary god Prometheus. Let's see what he has to say. Okay. He's more chatty when you are an Incarnate. That's alright. Over here we have Mender Lazarus. He offers the Lazarus Task Force. There's no badge for completing it, but that's okay. Mender Tesseract. We'll be visiting her for a mission soon enough. Here's her little background history. Here we have Twilight Sun. He also has a task force to offer you. And here's his backstory. He's the last of the Chaldeans. That's unfortunate. I like the Chaldeans. But he's here to try to change that, of course. And then up here is another contact. It's Mender Silos, which just happens to be an anagram for Lord Nemesis. As you can see, he offers a task force. And here's his backstory. Slide down to here. Here it is. This right here is the med bay. If you get defeated on an Ouroborus type mission or task force, you could jump there to get healed. This portal will take you to the Echo of Galaxy City or Dark Astoria. The Galaxy City was destroyed and removed from the game, but in order to get the map badges and plaques that are still in it, you can go through this portal. Or if your supergroup base already has a teleporter that links to the zone, you can visit them that way. Same with Dark Astoria. Dark Astoria was replaced with a newer version for Incarnate content. But for the map badges and the plaques that are in the old one, you can get them through this way. Basically, we are in the Shadow Shard, or at least a part of it. Lots of floating islands to visit. That's a big crystal. These smaller crystals are what you want to use. And then upon clicking on Mission List there, you can now access the blue side hero missions through the Ouroborus crystal if you're in the appropriate level range to reach them. Except for the safeguard missions. Those are missions that you get when you complete 5 radio missions on a zone and then get the safeguard mission to complete. The safeguards are not in Ouroborus. They never put them in there. Over on the villain side, you can access all the villain content through the Ouroborus crystal if you're the correct level range. But the mayhem missions that you get for doing 5 newspaper missions and seeing your broker are not in Ouroborus. And the efficiency expert arc is also not in Ouroborus. Also, there is no Ouroborus for the Praetorian missions at all. They are not included in the Ouroborus flashback system. Now, when it's time for you to pick a mission that you want to try to run for whatever reason, select it. You get this challenge setting menu up here. You got time limits, how many defeats, if any, limitations on your powers, enhancers, inspirations, and of course each one of these, or one of these, and these, and these, offers a shiny badge. Some characters are tough enough where they can handle the multiple restrictions at once, but if you don't think you're up to it, then you'll just have to do them one at a time. And of course, those challenge badges, there's a set of each for each range of the missions, and every 5 missions of time warping that you do and complete, you will get progress on the badge set. Every 5 missions, get a badge, up until the point where you've completed 50 flashbacks. That's where the badge set would end. After you attune yourself to a mission through the crystal, just pick this one here, just out of the blue. There we are. I could now click on it, and if I choose this, I get teleported straight to the contact for the mission. Or I could click on this giant crystal here, and it'll teleport me through time and space to where the mission contact is at. Okay. And now, let's go take a... Oh, we got some fellow time travelers arriving. Let's go ahead and talk to the pilgrim. We'll get his mission. Okay, and he wants us to go chat with Mender Lazarus. So we'll go to that now. He talks about having already met me when we only just met, at least from my point of view. Time travel. It can be such a headache. Makes you wonder how Doctor Who manages it all the time. Okay. And here we go. Okay. Yes, for this mission, I simply have to find a computer and click upon it to obtain some information that Lazarus needs. Let's take a look at our map. Okay, we got a few possibilities for where it could be. We're going to try and get through it as quick as we can. We don't want to have a fight if we don't have to. Well, looks like we're going to have to. Okay, and of course it wouldn't be there. That would be too easy. I doubt it's up to the north, so we'll head south. That's usually the way it goes with these maps. Okay. Here we have a mysterious crate. Let's see what it had for us in terms of clues. Oh, it's a letter addressed to me. So it's a mysterious letter writer. There's a mission way later on in the game where you find out who it is, but we'll be exploring that some other time. Still not the one that we needed. Found it. Okay, now we get to go see Mender Tesseract. Little Miss Congeniality she is with her attitude. Okay, she's going to send us all the way back to the Outbreak incident, which happens to be the original tutorial for heroes to go through when they first were rolled up and started off in the game. Now, this tutorial map is also the only place to work on a specific defeat badge called Isolator. You cannot get it anywhere else anymore. It's only in here. And since they retired the original tutorial and replaced it with something else, this is now truly the only place to get it. Used to be this was good for people who missed Isolator badge and wanted to go back and get it. Now it's just the only way to get it, period. So here we go. All the way back to the very beginning, the original beginning. And I just went from level 50 to level 1. So, I have to rescue 7 people, defeat 25 of the contaminated, and find a lost formula. It takes 100 defeats of these contaminated to get the Isolator badge. As far as the tutorial itself, I did have a character that I created on a server long ago but never started, and I left him in the tutorial at the beginning. I was able to therefore record the original tutorial even though it's been retired. that takes care of the objective of beating 25 of them. Of course, we'd still need another 75 for the defeat badge isolator. Okay. Still have 3 people to rescue and a formula to retrieve. And only 10 more of these contaminators to defeat for the isolator badge. Okay, that rescues him. The next guy I'll have to rescue is the legendary Coyote. Now, what makes the Coyote so legendary? Well, back when the game was first starting, in beta, in first launch and everything, there was a player by the name of Coyote, who looked just like that over there. And he was a very kind, resourceful, helpful player, happily taught people the ropes, showed a lot of secrets of the game, everything. Real decent guy. Nice guy. Until, sadly, he died. That was a sad day for the game. However, as a memorial tribute, the devs decided to put him in the tutorial as your exit point contact for the game, where you could choose to go to Atlas or Galaxy City. And of course, now with the original tutorial having been retired, this is the only way to ever see the legendary player Coyote. Which makes me extremely happy I was able to have a character still in the old tutorial for recording purposes. It's a shame they didn't move Coyote out of the tutorial to something else. Okay, so the legendary Coyote is now safe. Let's go finish that mission and our isolator badge as well. Okay, that takes care of the last of the hostages. That humming noise you hear is the sound of a glowing object that we need to find. It must be up in here. Let's give these guys a dose of laser gun and laser punch. Ah, that's what we're waiting for. The isolator badge. This is the only way now to get the badge in the game. And the irony is that it was introduced in the game long after the tutorial and the game itself had launched, so people had never been able to get it until they changed and added something to the Recluse Victory Zone, where if you're in there, that the train station, every once in a while, one contaminated person would appear for you to take out. So you'd be in there a long time trying to get the isolator badge that way. And then finally came the Ouroborus flashback system, which was welcomed by many. Okay, so we made it out of that. Let's go talk to Miss Friendly here. Okay, now let's go talk to the last of the Chaldeans, the Twilight Sun. Okay, let's go. whole map for us to see. Okay, and judging by the map appearance, I got a pretty good idea of where I'm going to have to go. And we're going to ghost it as much as we can and avoid unnecessary combat. No sense in fighting a battle that you can avoid. Plenty of Ricti here. Got spotted. They caught me. That's alright. We'll be free of this soon enough. There we go. Just kind of leap over them a bit. Okay, found Mender Lazarus. And there's our main target. Must admit, I do like this beam rifle power set. Now he wants us to go see Mender's silos, so we're gonna go do that. Okay, I gotta go beat the source of the Shivan attacks. Okay, if you were a badge collector that wanted to get the defeat badge for defeating 200 Shivans, This would be a good mission to farm for it. This really would. But we're not going to do that for this. This mission puts me down to level 15. I swear that was a change. I could have sworn when I first ran this years long ago that it set you to level 25. But I could be misremembering too. That's always possible. Alright, so we gotta find the captive Mender Lazarus. There he is. And those Shivans are some ugly guys, aren't they? Oh. Like a disintegrator ray. The gift that keeps on giving. Alright. Now we got Lazarus back. He's gonna lend a hand, as it were, with the final objective. We just gotta get him to it. Alright, Lazarus decides to take the scenic route. Doesn't look like he wants to pick fights with the Shivans, though. Which is good. Okay, Lazarus, come on. Lazarus is being stubborn. I get the impression we're gonna have to fight these guys. Lazarus. There's the source of the attack. It's a big meteor. And we did it. Yay! we get some shiny reward merits, which for this character is the first time I got some reward merits. Okay, let's take a little aerial tour. It's also a nice place to park your characters if you just want to have them in a nice, neutral, safe area. That's right, you go down too far and you'll find yourself teleported back up to your... which is fine. And... talk to the pilgrim. That concludes that story arc. Okay, and here's your exit portal if you just want to leave the zone. These are the hero side zones that it links to. Villain side, of course, is a little different. But okay, and that's a cut, a print, and a wrap for our tour of the Ouroborus section of City of Heroes. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one.